recommend that you guys take notes. What we're going to do is we're going to go through how to generate leads using social media and why you need to start capturing those leads in a different way other than Facebook. And the primary reason is with Facebook, you can't do automated marketing. You know, most people don't buy something the first time. The first time you talk to that person and you talk to them about Shakeology, you know, they may be interested, but not enough. And consequently, you know, all of a sudden they get an invitation 3 weeks later to go to that classroom, that class reunion, or close friends getting married, and all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, I have to lose weight. So if you're sending them out emails, you know, they're going to see your name. If you're sending them out an automated series of emails, they're going to see your name, because otherwise it's up to you to be following up on her. But if she said, hey, you know, I'm not ready now, I'll get in touch with you, you may not reach out to her for 2 or 3 months. And that person, because they're not hearing from you, because you're not dripping on them, ends up either buying it directly from Beachbody. Boo. It's important that we have a system for not only acquiring these leads, but being able to market to them. And Facebook is good, but if tomorrow morning Facebook decides to change all their rules and regulations, what do? You know, as for me, I've been doing internet marketing since 2003. And I was a very big Google AdWords advertiser, and I would drive traffic to my websites, and I would make money because the sites would convert. And then Google decided to change all their rules, and I didn't have an email list. All I had was a customer list. But what about prospects? If I had been capturing those emails over that 10-year period, 11-year period, I would have had thousands upon thousands of emails. Now I'm going to show you my email account with AWeber, and it's vastly reduced because every month, you know, it shrinks. So right now I have 8,212 subscribers that are interested in fitness. Some of them are buyers, some of them are prospects. I have hammer and chisel prospects, 72 prospects that opted in for Don Murphy's webinar. I have other lists here that I use, the clean eating list that I just created for this webinar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what some other coaches do, and then I'm going to show you what you can do. Now this is Scotty Hobbs, and Scotty was the first Beachbody coach that I reverse engineered way back, I guess about 3 years ago when I first got out of the hospital and I started looking at Beachbody. And he used to have a pop-up. And this is a simple site, and you can see that this site looks just like his because I'm using the same theme. So this is his, and this one's mine. What's different about mine? Oh my, Bert's got a clean eating book by Coach Ellen. So what I did today is I created this beautiful image, and if people see this as they scroll through the site, and also one other thing, I have this nice little pop-up that says, hey, here's another article for you to read. You can't see it on your screen? Okay. So if you scroll all the way down, you'll see that there's a pop-up on the right side here. I don't know if you'll see it ever, but it'll pop up. You can see it if you look over here, Bob. See it over here? So this will pop up, and it'll be a recommended article once you start scrolling down on the home page, and there it goes. So if I'm on this page about the difference between P90X and P90X3, for example, you know, here's the article. There's going to be links. There's reviews, there's pictures, there's another article being recommended. So I've built this website over time, and it's not that difficult to do, and you must have some form of a lead capture, so I just added that today. So I'm going to just walk you through the process of how to do this. So the first thing I did is I took Ellen's ebook and, you know, her course, and I just created this image. Can everybody see this? Okay. Really only half? Yeah, it's no. Okay, let me do this, and then I'll slide it to the left. Okay, so that's the image that I created. Now, I don't expect you to be a Photoshop expert. I've been playing with Photoshop for 10 years, and it's an expensive piece of software. So I'm going to give you the shortcut, and what you do is you just go to this really expensive website called Fiverr.com. And if I can get this, okay. So you go to Fiverr. I don't know why it's doing that. Can you guys see the screen squared? I'm going to ask you, Paul. I'm going to mute you. Can you see the screen properly?
I think so. I mean, I see Fiverr.com, and over to my right, I see.
It's your screen, babe. Okay.
I see, you know, the various participants, but I'm seeing the
so you can see the whole image of my ebook designs and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I see that. I mean, I don't know whether I saw the pop-up what you were doing, but I think I'm seeing everything correctly right now.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to mute you again. So if you go to Fiverr.com, it's Fiverr.com, you can request to have a image made. You can have a header made if you don't want to use PicMonkey or any of the other websites. But it's real simple. Geez, I can't move this thing. I don't know why it doesn't allow me to do that. All right, I'm going to get rid of this in here. Okay, so let that go. Okay. So what you can do is, I'm going to stop the share for a second, and I'm going to move this down here. So let me go back to sharing. Okay. So you can go to Fiverr and then just type up here, ebook cover. And you'll see, as you can see the pop down, a lot of people will come up, and whatever you want. If you want, you know, this person will do an ebook cover for $5. You tell them what you want it to say. They'll pull an image from somewhere and they'll create it for you. What's the difference? Well, the difference is that when you see something like this is another one of my websites. It's Targeting Beachbody. This is my Beachbody Coach website. So when you get here, it says claim your free clean eating course below. So they enter their name and email and they hit download and they automatically get added to my list. Now, as far as delivering the ebook, you know, there's a couple of things you can do, but I don't want to go too fast. So what I'm going to do for a second is I'm going to unmute everybody, as long as everybody is in an area where you don't have a lot of background noise. If you do, as soon as I unmute you, just mute yourself if you'd be so kind. So everybody's unmuted.
After the call. But I'll send you the link again now, okay? Okay, it was great talking to you.
She sounds
This is Ellen.
Yeah. I know. I unmuted you for a second, Ellen. All right. So, and I have to mute myself. Okay. So once you, where was I? Okay. So now, what do you do if you don't have an ebook? That's a great question, right? So does anybody have any questions on what we'll discuss so far?
No.
Okay. So you understand that it's really critical to have an image of what you're going to do. That's essentially where we're at. Having the image makes it seem more real than saying get a free 7-day course. So once you have that, you don't have to really create the ebook on your own. What you can do is just go to Google and type in clean eating, space, file type, one word, PDF. That's called the search query parameter. And if you do that, the only thing that's going to come up are all the people that have ebooks written about clean eating. So here's a few. Here's one, 10 pounds slim down. Now I won't use her content, but I can take her ebook and just rewrite it. That's not called plagiarism, that's called rewriting is okay. But I can use this for research. And, you know, she has a clean pantry checklist. So I might just go like that and copy it and put it into a Word doc. Now, here's another site, CrossFit, Clean 30-Day Challenge. I can take this and using information. We're fortunate that Ellen did an ebook, and hopefully she shows how she made it look so nice. And so you don't have to really create it, because the other thing you can do is, if you don't have the time to do this, you can go back to Fiverr and you can type in here ebook. Writing. And you can find somebody, usually, that will write a unique ebook. I will write an ebook of your choice. And they want a whole $5. So you can get your image and an ebook to use as a free bonus to get people to give you their email. And so far, you're out a whole $10 if you don't have the time. If you have the time, then, you know, to write a, Ellen, how long did it take you to write your ebook, to create that?
It took me a while, but only because my computer was very slow.
Right.
It shouldn't take you as long as it took me, only because I'm having trouble with my iMac and like there's too much on my computer. But I watched a video that helped me use this program, which I have to refresh my memory before I help you all do it too. It was a great video. I could share the link with you of another coach that showed me how to do that specific program. It's kind of like a PicMonkey, but it's better, and it has so many different graphics and some really cool stuff. A lot of it's free. You could also purchase some more graphics and fonts, but there's a lot on there to make it look pretty professional. So mine, I guess it took me one day, but you know, I got distracted here and there, and I was trying to word it right, and I was trying to get good ideas. If you already have a lot of great ideas on clean eating or whatever your topic is, it's really just putting the graphics and the writing in,
Right.
you know. So I was doing it all at the same time, you know.
Right.
Like creating it.
Usually the part that'll take the longest, thank you, Ellen, right,
Yeah.
will be the research. That's usually the part that's going to take the longest. And then once you do that, you could realistically just write the ebook in a Word document or a Google Doc,
Mm-hmm.
and then just convert it to a PDF. It's really that complicated. But if you lack time, if you have a busy job, then $10. I mean, I get this image, which I'm going to give you a copy of it. It says Coach Helen on it.
Oh, cool.
If you want anything else added, just let me know and I'll add it. So it took me about 10 minutes to do this image. I have some Photoshop has this great thing called actions. So if I want to create an ebook, I just click step 1 and boom. That's the start of it. Now all I have to do is type in the title, drag an image in, change the color, and it'll do the rest for me. So if this was a done image, I would just press this button, and it goes and does all the actions that I would normally have to do by hand. It's actually a software program I wrote, and it'll do all these actions that I would normally have to sit here and do manually. It's doing them all. And when I'm done, it's going to hopefully have an ebook. There it is. Can you all see that? So now if I had taken the time to change the color, change the paper, you know, put a title there and add an image, that's how long it would have taken me to create an ebook for anything. I can do that with CD, so if you're giving away an MP3, any kind of, you know, thing like that, conversion, I could create a CD-ROM. And if you guys have Photoshop, I'll give you the software that I wrote. It's real easy, and I'll show you what happens when I create this CD. And what the benefit is that when people see these images, it becomes more attractive. It becomes more real for them, so it increases your opt rate. So there's a couple options for you. Fiverr, $5, or if you have Photoshop, I'll give you the software, and you can see if this was an image and a title, that looks just like they were getting a CD, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of cool. All right. So now, once you have it, what you need to do is just put it on your website. Now there's a couple ways to do it. So what you want to do is you want to set up a free account over at MailChimp. And the reason why MailChimp is because MailChimp allows you to have up to 2,000 emails for free, and you can send out up to 12,000 emails per month for free until you have to upgrade. So for a beginning list, it's a great idea. I personally use Aweber, and I've had them for 12 years now, because all my stuff is in here. But I also have an email account with MailChimp, which I set up today. So in another, setting up, once you create the account, all you need to do is create a list, and all you do to create a list is hit create list. So I did that already. I named it Clean Eating, and I'll show you what I did with this. Let's see if I can edit it. So what I usually do is I make my list name the same as what the offer is. Because if they opted in for a Clean Eating book, and then they get an email from Bert, they may forget who the heck Bert is. But if the email address is Clean Eating Book, then they're going to go, oh yeah, Clean Eating Book, I got that.
You're going to need to mute everybody because there's an echo.
There's an echo? I don't know where that's coming from.
Mute everyone.
Let's see if I stop share. It's probably because we're close.
No, I turned off my volume.
Oh, you did? What about your speaker?
It's still on echo.
Shut your speaker.
I turned it off.
No, I can hear you.
I turned off the speaker.
No, I can hear you. Your microphone's on.
Microphone.
Yeah. That's where it's coming from. So we're too close to it.
Well, I wasn't talking.
If you hit mute, it'll end the echo. Trust me. Okay. See, now I can't hear you. There should not be any echo. Is the echo ended? Yes. Okay. It's when computers are this close that the signal interferes with each other, babe. Okay. So getting back to the share. So let's go back to that. Okay. So what you want to do is name your email list the same as what you're offering. So if you call it, 7 Steps to Fitness, set up an email account called 7 Steps for Fitness at gmail.com, and then use that as your list name and everything else. You want to keep consistency through everything so it's easier to find. Now, once you go to set it up, this is my WordPress theme. I'm going to walk you through a couple of different ways of doing an email list. One way is, of course, to have your own website. And having your own website is not that complicated. There's tons of tutorials on YouTube. This is my website, one of them. I have multiple websites. I used to have much, much more. But this is one of them. And then this is another one here. Oops. Over here? Yeah, over here. Okay. So essentially what I do is, this is a WordPress theme. It's free. If you want to own a website, it'll cost you about $8 for a domain name. I would recommend that you buy your name as the domain name. If you notice, Scotty Hobbs calls his website scottyhobbs.com. Makes it easier to find him, especially if you're branding yourself, right? And you can buy a theme, like this is a purchase theme that he's using and I'm using, or you can use a free theme. There's plenty of free themes that you can use as well. You don't really have to spend any money with WordPress. Once you do, you essentially buy hosting. Hosting will run you about $3 a month or $36 a year. So your entire investment for a website, hosting it on your own, is about $50 a year or less. And that puts you in the internet world. And then it's a matter of stop feeding Facebook, because in the internet, content is king. People look for you for content. That's what they're looking for. So if you write an article, don't post the article as part of Facebook. post the article on your website, and then put a link in Facebook and let the people link out from Facebook. Because you really want to, do you think that it's coincidental that when you click a link to go, that takes you out of Facebook, Facebook keeps you in what's called an iframe, and you're still on Facebook's site? They do that because they don't want to lose the traffic. They don't want to lose the people. So why? Because they understand that keeping the person on the site is what creates money for them. So we need to do the same thing. If we drive the people to the website, I have a better chance of getting you to enter your name and email here. If you come here for an article about muscle confusion, you're going to see that ebook. So you may say, oh, gee, you know, the truth about muscle confusion. Wow, that's a great article. Let me read it. Oh, look, a free clean eating course. Hey, let me sign up for that. But if I put this article on Facebook, what chance do I have of capturing their email? Zero. So who am I working for? Facebook. I'm an unpaid employee of Facebook. I want to drive the traffic away from Facebook to my website. Just like Facebook is looking to drive all the traffic to theirs. I don't want to be part of Facebook's unpaid army of people. So that's my pitch for getting your own website. Now, if you don't want to get your own website, there are other solutions. You can do the same thing. You can essentially, this is a webinar on Auto CEO. You can essentially pay a lot of money to the people over at Auto CEO, and all they're doing is they're basically giving you what's called a subdomain, a subdirectory on their website. Now I'm going to show you, because I've been doing this so long, I know exactly where all the hacks are, so I can find stuff. So what I do is I just go in, and I'm going to teach it to you so you can do this with any website. If you use the search parameter site : in lowercase, and then whatever website you want, you'll be able to look at every page that Google has indexed. So we were looking at this before, and one of the things that you can do is, you know, this is a article here, sorry, on top 10 action steps for success. This is on the website for Automatic CEO. So here's their training program for free. Is it illegal? No. They allow their programmer isn't smart enough to put a no index code on their page. That means Google finds it, and if Google can find it, I can find it. And then we can take a look at what they do to generate the leads. Like there will be some squeeze pages here. You know, here's one. It's a movie that on Shakeology from Tony that they host. So that's hosted on their website. Here's a challenge pack video. So they have some good stuff. I just don't know what their pricing is. And they're essentially doing what you could do or I do. You know, $300 a year to me is a little expensive for a